Hey everyone, my name's Hunter from Pitchfork Fiber, and today I'm going to take you through some of my top summer knits for this summer. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Summer is quickly approaching, and I am so ready for some sunshine and some warmer weather. But that doesn't mean that I want to stop wearing my knits. So I know a lot of you live in warm climates where it does get warm. And if you're like me, you want to still make some clothes that you can add to your summer wardrobe that will, spice up kind of the regular sweaters or hats and scarves that you might make, but something that's a little bit different that you can wear in those warmer temperatures. So I'm going to take you through some of my top knits that I have kind of found on the internet, on Instagram, on Ravelry, that I'm excited to make. Now, a lot of these are unisex or really don't have, a specific gender associated with them. So really anyone can make them. And I'm excited to walk you through them. So if you are interested, definitely keep on watching. If you want to give me a like and subscribe, I'd love to see that. That helps me out so much. Grab a drink. I have a summery iced coffee and just uh, let's keep on watching. First, let's get started with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Hilda Slipover by Spektakelstrik. Not 100% sure with the pronunciation, but this is an amazing all over color work, beautiful vest that is really awesome. If you've not checked out Spektakelstrik, again, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to. I have knit so many of their things. They are also really popular and known for like the wave sweater and things like that. But this is just a really awesome design. It is knit with bulky yarn, but I actually knit it in DK and just sized up to make sure that I had the appropriate, I swatched of course, and made sure that I had the appropriate like circumference for my body with my gauge. But it is a bulky weight yarn. I love this because I can wear a polo underneath, or I can wear like a t-shirt. In the winter months, I can wear a long sleeve or like a turtleneck, and so it really does kind of give me the vibes that I want. I can also wear this without anything underneath, and I have found that that is something that I love. I love wearing a knit kind of tank top with shorts in the summer, put on a hat, and I really don't get too hot. This is my yarn from Pitchfork Fiber in the DK weight, and I dyed these up to kind of give me a retro kind of 70s vibe. I really loved this pattern all over. It's super easy to knit, and when you're kind of knitting on it, it becomes very repetitive. So you really don't have to follow along with the pattern as long as you're kind of aware of like the shaping around the arms and the neck. I found that this is like it was something that I found was really easy and fast to knit, and was actually my first all over color work thing I made. So I was really excited about this. Definitely check this one out. I love all the color combos you can do. If you want to go a little bit more subdued and more neutral, you definitely can do that. And this would look so pretty in like cream and maybe like off-white, cream and like a neutral, beige or like brown. But I also think this is super fun in like pops of color, like purple, pink, red, orange, things like that. I love the warm tones. It's kind of like my vibe. So this is what I made, and I love it. So you definitely should check that out. They're on Instagram and Ravelry, which are great places to look at all of Spektakelstrik designs. Oh my gosh. That leads me to the next one, which is also another one of their designs. I have my notes right here in front of me so I can give you all the information, and that's the Mood Slipover. Right here, this is another one of the amazing designs by them, and this is super fun because it just has color work at the bottom, but it's also that kind of like boxier vest pattern. This one is knit in DK weight yarn, same yarn as the one that I am wearing right now. And it is really awesome because I love how it is just a kind of simple, more boxy tank top. It has a wider um, width from the neck to the shoulder. So I feel like I can wear this without a t-shirt. And it is really fun and comfy because this is knit with superwash as well. it kind of is a little bit more drapey, and I kind of get a little bit more like um, airflow when I'm wearing this. But I love this. I love the smiley face designs. I think it's so fun. I get so many compliments when I wear this. Um, and again, a really easy and simple pattern. I love that they kind of like alternate up and down. There are alternatives with this design. Like you can do it all over, you can swap it out. There's lots of different kind of variations. This is another really fun to see all the different color variations people do. But definitely a fun one to add like a pop of color, a fun kind of surprise to a knit. And I love wearing this one with orange, like with orange shoes, with an orange bag, my orange sunglasses. Um, Here are some examples of how I've styled it, and I really, really love the way that this looks. And I would definitely recommend that. That's called the Mood Slipover. DK yarn. This goes from size extra small to 2XL, and is I think would be very easy to like alter by adding more stitches to the circumference or taking them away. So great one as well. Next, I want to talk to you about the Tuileries Polo by Soumine Kim. Again, pronunciations, please correct me. I'm so sorry in advance. This is a beautiful sport weight polo, and I love the way that this has been knit up. The kind of like open, almost like lacy kind of pattern and texture in it is very trendy right now. It's that kind of neutral. It feels like a linen pant situation, like an evening patio meal, like you're having a cocktail and your food on the patio. It's very that. I love the polo. I love that you could add buttons. You could also do it without the buttons and just be a little bit more open. The crop and boxy look is definitely something that I think is really kind of trendy and fits so many different body types. The crop kind of wider boxy fit I think is very flattering on all shapes. I love it on a man's kind of proportion where you can kind of like a lot of times with the polos they get so long that it really is kind of a funky proportion, but the kind of more cropped look is something that I've really enjoyed wearing, and I think looks really flattering on all different on body types. I love this in like a light cream color, in a very neutral color. I think is so pretty. Definitely could be done in a pop of color, but this I think is where really light neutrals shine. It's really beautiful. It's a sport weight again, like I said. So I think with that like texture, it will give a more open knit, kind of open weave if you want to say, and will look really good with a lot of different options. So definitely check that one out. That one's been pretty popular on Instagram. So you can also search, I'm sure, on Instagram and find them and see all the different variations there as well. Next, we have a tee design, the Slater Tee. This is a really, really beautiful and I think quite delicate knit. The Slater Tee is by Stine, HoelgaardJohansen. And what I love about this design is that it has some really small details that look really almost kind of feminine, but I love the way that it's been styled on this model here. The drapey quality is definitely made from that sport weight yarn, which I think is something that I don't often knit with sport weight. I often will either size down and knit with DK, or I'll size up and uh, knit with a smaller, like a lighter gauge to kind of find that medium. But I think sport weight is something that I might have to check out. This has a really pretty, again, boxy crop kind of style. It has a saddle shoulder, which is really pretty, and I think is a really unique detail on a lot of tees, because often tees are raglan, so they're kind of decreasing from the neckline to the arm's eye. This has like a saddle shoulder, so it's kind of knit, and then you work in the stitches for the front and the back on either side of it. I love also the detail of the purl ridge that's around the body, the hem of the body, and also the hem of the arms. I think that's a really unique, fun detail. And uh, I think this would also be beautiful in any color, but for some reason, the neutrals are really speaking to me. as you can kind of tell, I'm often a vibrant, bright color wearing person, but there's something about a really clean and sleek neutral that I think would be really beautiful. This could be worn over a dress. I mean, this is really like, there is no gender to this shape. It is really just inclusive of everyone, and I really like that. Also, this is very size inclusive, I believe. It ranges from size uh, extra small to 4XL. So again, great and size inclusive. So definitely check that one out. That one is the Slater Tee. Our next awesome summer knit is called the Hot Mesh Tank by Kevin Haggerty. This one I actually started making and just have not finished, and I definitely need to return to it because I love this fit. This is one of those textured, kind of like open, almost like lacy designs all over, but I think that it is so uniform that it almost gives the illusion of being like sheer when it is kind of see-through, but it also has like an opaque quality. It is very interesting, and I think this is such a fun like beach top, something you could like throw on and go to the beach. You could wear a swimsuit underneath it. For me, I might wear it to like, again, to the beach. I could wear it to the club or the bar. You could wear this with shorts, t-shirt, a t-shirt underneath if you wanted and made it bigger. This has a smaller width around the shoulder, so it's more like a classic tank top in my eyes, and is definitely shows like more skin of your shoulders and arms. If that's something that you are wanting to show off, it can be cropped very easily and looks really great. It can also be a little bit longer. Um, I love this design, and I think it is beautiful in could be really beautiful in like a variegated color, especially with all the texture. A little bit of variegation or a little speckle could really add interest with this one. It's a fingering weight design. So again, so many different fingering weight yarns. It uses like 525 to 875 yards. So pretty much like two fingering weight skeins of yarn could make this project for really any of the sizes. The sizes go from a 31 inch all the way up to a 62-inch bust. I really like this design. It's knit top down, and you will then knit the back yoke and the back neck along moving to the shoulders, pick up stitches, and then work the front yoke and then the rest of the body. So again, really, it's a pretty standard like design or construction. There's a lot of different um, projects that people have made, and I love the way that this looks. So definitely check that one out. Moving on to another shirt that I love. It's called A Shirt of Fire and Ice by James N. Watts. I feel like this was very popular on Instagram maybe a summer or two ago. I can't quite remember, and I never really had a chance to look into this or knit it, but I really, really love this design. Um, this one is a cropped tee that's actually worked like sideways in different bands. And I love the way that you could add two different colors or mix and match colors, and that it's kind of striped, gives this horizontal but yet vertical stripe moment. I also really love the crop and the arm length, something that I think is kind of hard to get. It's more of like that baby tee, but also could be knit bigger, so it could be knit smaller, and kind of like tighter to the body, more form fitting, or looser and kind of baggier. And I love that versatility with this pattern. Um, this one I think would be great with like pops of color, and really you could do anything with this. So I think this is a great one for like stash busting if you really wanted to just like take a ton of your stash and make a really fun, colorful knit. That could be really fun. It also it looks great in two colors, which I really enjoy. This one is, again, like I said, it's worsted. It also goes from extra small to 5XL. Again, very size inclusive, as much of James's are. Another really similar design to the last one, same one by James and Watts, but it's the Pentapillar um, pullover. And this one I think is also very interesting the way that they've knit it. And I love the use of silk. And I think that's something else. A lot of these are using wool, but silk or cotton is really, really awesome for summer knits. It helps kind of keep it's cool. It allows the body to breathe. And this one is super fun because it has used Noro silk, which has so many cool colorways, and it is often gradient or ombre or kind of has subtle shifts that then in this knit, it looks beautiful. The way that they are knit in bands and they kind of like are not matched up is really fun. And I think this one could be definitely a showstopper. The way that it is either stripes or people have made it into checkers is very fun as well. I could imagine a really beautiful like orange, red, yellow, pink kind of vibe, um, which I love. I have kind of like my water bottle here of this color, which I really like. So this one's really fun. It is also made in sport weight. They suggest the Noro silk, which a lot of people have used, and I love that. And it is also very size inclusive, from extra small to 5X, extra large, 5XL. And I think that this one is like a very simple shape, so it could be very beginner friendly if you're looking at something that's like a little bit non-traditional. And I definitely want to check this one out with the Noro silk. I think I really want to try that one out. And this one, again, the size, the crop, the way that it kind of fits and could be styled is super awesome. I had to include one of PetiteKnit's designs because they're so popular and they're just so good. The Poppy Tee by PetiteKnit is such a great, again, universal tee. This one is made with sport weight as well. And I think the reason sport weight is so popular with summer knits is because it is definitely going to be faster to knit than maybe a fingering weight, but it isn't like super bulky where it's going to add a lot of kind of like density to your fabric and make it hot and kind of warm to your body. So I think that there's a lot of options there. This one is a very classic design. It's a little bit more fitted, and I like that this design looks kind of more kind of like classy. It's a little bit more like professional. It's a little less relaxed and casual. The way that it has been knit is also with a saddle shoulder, which is very fun. It is extremely size inclusive, extra small to 5XL. And with pretty much all the PetiteKnit designs, it's super easy to follow. I think the way that they knit or design their patterns is super, super easy. It's easy to follow. It's intuitive. So it makes you want to keep knitting. You're not having to like really stop and kind of like think about what are you doing next. It's really laid out in front of you. It's worked top. They work kind of, again, the yoke in a little different way. And then you pick up to knit the body, which is very fun. And yeah, I think this is just a really classic that could be done in any color. Okay, moving right along. This one's a little bit more unique in the sense of thinking about this as a summer knit, but I think that this is really popular. It's been popular over the past couple years of wearing a kind of cabled knit vest, either as a top itself or with like a really casual, like open collar button down underneath with shorts. I really love this look. It kind of is giving that like East Coast um, Hamptons vibe in my eyes. And I really just love the idea of a simple cable knit. What I like about this is that it has kind of cables coming around the neckline down the center, and the rest of it is kind of simple and plain. Knit in DK weight and is uh, sizes from extra small to what would be 5XL, 6X. So I think that's, again, really great, up to 70-inch circumference. This one has a really beautiful cable. I love the idea of like pastels with the cable, light blue, baby pink, even like a lemony yellow would be really beautiful. You, of course, could do neutrals in this as well. It's something that's going to really show off that texture of the cables. This one is by Heidi um, Kirrmaier. Um, and I love the design. I wanted to add a couple alternatives to some summer knits that aren't just items of clothes, but these are more accessories. This is a bandana, the Jackie bandana by Susanne Müller. I love this because it's very simple. I'm sure this would be, I mean, it could be an afternoon knit. It only uses 160 to 165 yards of fabric and is really just a simple triangular bandana. But I love how it is so it's very chic. I love a bandana on the hair. if you want to wear it like on your head, back, I think that's very chic. You could also wear it around your neck, tied around double, and wear it like with whatever. I think it's a fun accessory that I could add a pop of color that maybe you aren't wearing otherwise. A lot of options there. Definitely check that one out. I found this one on Ravelry. And another pattern by the same designer, Susanne Müller. This is the Sabai top, and I think this is chic. This one is more of like a higher neckline, wider shoulder. So it's kind of like boat neck, but very chic in the way that they've styled it. There's a really unique detail at the shoulder that is very subtle. The way that they've increased and decreased kind of the ribbing. There's either like you could do a little ribbing neckline or it could be just straight stockinette. And I really like the way that it kind of comes together, the ribbing from the front and back. It looks like a very, very simple design. So again, pretty much like two rectangles together. And I love the way that it is truly like just a rectangle. It is very flattering on the arms and the neckline, with some wide kind of wide leg pants, maybe flowy trouser. This is super chic. I love the idea of a black one. I also love like a light heather dove gray. That could be really beautiful. This one is knit using DK weight yarn. It goes from extra small to 2XL and is knit very easy, airy summer top with a boat neckline. Requires very few techniques and uh, is a seamlessly top-down knit sweater. Vest. Just kidding. Sweater. It's a vest. Okay, I have one more to add to my list of summer knits, and this one is called the Fancy Camp Bandana by Heather Nolan. When I saw this on Ravelry, I was like, oh, I definitely have to make that. It's made with holding two lace weight strands together to make a kind of fingering weight. It's super light and airy and open design, has a little detail of kind of eyelet, almost like lace pattern to it, and it's very small. It requires 492 yards or 450 meters of fabric. But again, because that's lace and because it is held together, I'm pretty sure that's where most of the yardage comes from. But this one is made kind of inspired by like those summer camp bandanas, the ones that you would just tie around your neck in the back with the triangle at the front. I love this. I would definitely go with the camp vibes and do a dark kind of like hunter green. I love the scarlet red. That's really fun. I think this is again a great opportunity for a pop of color because it's so lightweight, because it's lace weight. It really won't add a ton of like, warmth to your body unless again you make it a little bit less like with your gauge. It's worked top down, back and forth from the widest part then down to the tip. So I think that's really great. And it only uses one skein of fingering weight of lace weight yarn. So again, a great stash buster. If you have like a random beautiful skein of lace weight that you're waiting to use, this is the opportunity to use it. I really, really love it. And I think it's a great addition to any summer wardrobe. That's pretty much it for my summer knits this year. I'm so excited about, first of all, the sunshine. I'm excited about the weather, and I really am excited to cast on some awesome knits. I want you to list below, if you've made it this far, I want you to list below any others that you know of that would be a great addition to this list, because I know there's a lot of knitters out there that might want to knit other things, and I want people to be able to look in the comments to see others that you might know of. So definitely list them below with their designers so that people can definitely check it out. I love that often summer knits are smaller, so they go faster. They don't require as much yarn, and then you can wear them because where I live, summer is not actually that long, and so being able to wear a tank top is not often. I can't do it for the whole year, but if you do, more power to you. I can't wait to see what you all do. Definitely check me out on my Instagram at Pitchfork Fiber. I have an Etsy, which I'll link down below, that you can check out any of my new yarn that is coming out. And again, please leave me a comment down below of any summer knits that I left out. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.